Hello guys, welcome. Hello guys, welcome to Vasudh's coaching center. Now today we are going to start. The chapter name is morphology of flowering plant. Okay, morphology क्या होता है? The study of external feature of organism is known as the morphology. उसका adaptation क्या होता है? Any alteration is the structure of function of an organism or any of its part that result from the natural selection and by the which organism become better filtered and survive to multiply in its environment. The root in the underground part of the plant and develop from the elongation of the radicals of the embryo. Various type of roots and tap roots originated from the radicals and the persistent in dicot. Example gram, pea, mango. Fibrous root originated from the base of a stem. A large number of root replaces the primary root. This type of root found the monocot. Example wheat, paddy, grass. Adventitious root क्या होता है? The root developed from any part of the other plant radical and found in the grass and the monstera and banyan tree. Function of root: absorption of water and the minerals from the soil and the anchorage of the plant body and storing the dissolved food material and the synthesis of plant growth regulator and the region of the root and root cap. Root cap is the covered by the at the apex by the thimbles like structure which protect the tender apical part and the region of meristematic activity. Cell of the region have capability to divide and the cell of the gel are very small and thin walled with the dense protoplasm. The region of elongation cell of the region are elongated and the enlarged. Regulation of maturation. The region has differentiated into the mature cell and some of the epidermal cell of the region from thread like root hair and which absorb water minerals from the soil. Modification of roots. The roots are modified for the support of the storage of food and the aspiration. For support, prop root in banyan tree and the still root in maize and the sugarcane. For aspiration, the nematophore in rhizophora mangroves. And for the stage of food and the fusiform radish, napiform turnip and the conical carrot. Okay, इसको ध्यान रखना. मैंग्रोव्स को राइजोफोरा भी कहते हैं. इसको ध्यान रखना. स्टीम क्या होता है? उसके बाद हमारा स्टीम के बारे में. स्टीम क्या होता है देखो जाकर पहले तो स्टीम के बारे में जान लेते हैं. इसमें लिखा हुआ क्या है? स्टीम इज द एरियल पार्ट ऑफ द प्लांट एंड द वे डेवलप फ्रॉम द प्यूम्यूल्स एंड ऑफ द एम्ब्रियो एंड इट बियर्स नोड एंड इंटरनोड and beards bud and may be axillary or the terminal. Main function is to the speaking branches and bearing the leaves, flowers and fruits. Modified of the modification of the stem for food storage and rhizomes, ginger, tuber and potatoes, bulb, onion and the corn and the colocasia. For support, steam tendrils of watermelon and grapevine, cucumber and the protective auxiliary buds of stem of citrus and the bougainvillea and get modified into the point thorns and they protected the plants from the animals. For vegetative propagation, underground the stem of grass and the strawberry lateral branches of the mint and jasmine. For assimilation of the food and the flattened stem of opuntia contain the chlorophyll and the perform photosynthesis. Leaf develop from the shoot apical meristem and the flattened the green structure and the manufacture the food by the photosynthesis. It has bud, axil and the atypical leaf base and the petioles, lamella and the leaf attached to the stem by the leaf base and the may bear two small leaves like structure called stipules and leaf base may swell on to pulvillous and structure that hold the leaf called petioles and the green expanded part of the leaf is called the lamella or the leaf blade. Types of leaf is said to be simple and when lamina is entire and when inside the incision do not too much touch the midrib. When the incision of the lamina and reach up to the midrib, breaking it into the number of leaflet, and the leaf is called the compound. And the bud present in the axil of petioles in both simple and compound leaf. Bud never present in the axil of the leaf plate of compound leaf. Pinnately compound leaf. The number of leaflets present in the common axis called the rachis, which present in the midrib of leaf. Primarily compound leaves. Leaflets are attached to the common point that is at the top of petioles. Phyllotaxy. It is a pattern of arrangement of leaf on the stem of branch alternate. A single leaf arises from the each node and opposite. A pair of leaves arises at the node and lie opposite to each other. Whorls. More than two leaves arises at the node from a whorl. Modification of leaves. Leaves are often modified to perfume function and other than photosynthesis. Modified to tendril for the climbing as in peas, and modified to spin as in cacti, and the fleshy leaves only for the stored food and the Australian acai, and the leaves are small, the short-lived, and the petioles expanded and become green and synthesize food. Insectivorous plant and are modified to trap and the insect, example pitcher plant and the Venus flytrap. The inflorescence क्या होता है? The arrangement of flower from the floral axis. A floral axis modified to the at apical meristematic change to the floral meristem, and the internodes do not elongated and the axis gets condensed, and the apex produces different kind of floral appendage and laterally at the successive nodes, and instead of the leaves. Racemose and the main axis continue to growth, and the flower are borne laterally in the acropetal and the succession. The cymose and the main axis terminate in the flower and hence limited to grow, and the grows. The flowers are borne in a basipetal order. Flower. A typical flower has four kind of whorls and arranged successively on the swellon and the end of the stalk, and or pellicle or pedicle called the thalamus or the receptacle. The four whorls are calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are study organ, and androecium and gynoecium are the reproductive organ. Okay. उसके बाद क्या कहा गया? इन फ्लोरल लाइक लिली एंड कैलिक्स, इसका भी फोटो ले लो. कैलिक्स एंड कोरोडा आर indistinct are in the are मतलब and are called perianth. Bisexual flower having both androecium and gynoecium is called bisexual. Indisexual flower having on either stamen or carpel. Symmetry क्या होता है? और एसिमेट्री क्या होता है? एक्टिनोमॉर्फिक लिरिकल सिमेट्री एंड द जाइगोमॉर्फिक बाइलेटरल सिमेट्री कहते हैं. एसिमेट्रिकल क्या होता है? व्हेन फ्लावर कैन नॉट बी डिवाइडेड इनटू टू इक्वल हाफ and if and into a equal half in any planes, that is called symmetrical symmetry. Pattern of flower. A flower may be trimerous and the tetramerous and the or pentamerous when the floral appendages are in the multiple of 3, 4 and the 5 respectively. Reduced leaf found at the base of the pedicles are called the bract, and the flowers which bears bract are said to be bracteous, and the flower without the bracts are said to be ebracteate. And the position of floral parts of thalamus homozygous. Okay. Homozygous gynoecium occupy the highest position, and the other whorls are present below the gynoecium, and ovary is said to be superior. An example mustard, China rose and the brinjal. उसके बाद epigynomus. The thalamus encloses the ovary, and the thalamus fused with the ovary, and the other walls arises above the ovary. Ovary is inferior. Example guava, cucumber, and ray flooded or the sunflower. Perigonous, and the ovary is said to be half inferior, and the gynoecium situated in the center, and in other walls located on the rim of the thalamus almost at the same level of same level. Example: plum, rose, peach. Parts of flower. Calyx is the outermost wall. Each member is called sepals, and the sepals are green leaf-like protect the buds in the bud stages, and the gamosepalous and sepals are united. Okay, they are united. Okay, and po- poly sepals examples are free, and the corolla is the second wall of flower, and so on. With usually bright colored to attach insect pollination, and the polypetals and are free, and the gametopetals and the petals are united are fused. Activation क्या होता है? देखो, the mode of sepal or petal in the flora with the respect to the other member of the same wall is known as the activation. Valvate क्या होता है? Sepals or petals in a wall just touch one another and are margin and at a margin without overlapping is example calotropis. We twisted the one margin of the appendages overlap that of the text one, and so one China rose imbricate the margin of sepal or the petal overlap one other, but not in any particular direction, as in the cassia gulmohar. Vexillary, the large petal standard overlap the two lateral petal and the wings, and which in turns overlap the two smallest anterior petal keel. Androecium. It is the male sex organ of the flower and the composed of stamen. Each stamen consists of stalk or filament and the anther. Each anther is usually bilobed, and each lobe has chamber pollen sac. Pollen grains are produced inside the pollen sac, and the sterile stamen is called staminode. Epipetalous stamen attached to the petals, example brinjal, and epiphyllous attached to the perianth, example lily. Polyandrous and the stamen are free, and the monohelous are stamens united and into the bunch and one bundle, example cheaper rose, China rose, sorry, okay. And the dialdiphilus and बोलते हैं ना, dialdiphus and the stamen are fused to the form and two bundles, as in P. Poly Polypdelphus stamen fused to formed more than two bundle, as in the citrus. यहाँ तो कोई दिक्कत? उसके बाद हमारा गाइनोशियम के बारे में भी जानना होगा. जस्ट इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले ले तो ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा. इसको आप लोग बड़े आराम से आप भी इसका फ़ोटो खींच के कहीं पे सेव कर लीजिए. मैं भी यहाँ सेव कर लेता हूँ. नाउ आगे देखते हैं गाइनोशियम के बारे में. गाइनोशियम क्या होता है? देखो, इट इज़ अ फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट ऑफ द फ्लावर एंड द मेम्ब्रेन आर कॉल्ड and the members are called carpel, and each carpel has three basal parts: stigma, style, ovary. Ovary is enlarged basal part of which lies the elongated tubes, and the style, the stigma usually at the top tip of the style, and the stigma receive the receptive surface of the for the pollen grains. Each ovary bears or one or more ovules, and the ovules attached to a flattened cushion and like placenta in the ovary. When more than one carpel is present, they may be an apocarpus. All carpels are free. Example rose, lotus in carpel fused. Example tomato, mustard. After fertilization, ovules develop into the seed and ovary develop into the fruit. Placentation. The arrangement of ovules within the ovary known as the placentation. Marginal, and the placenta forms a ridge along the ventral suture of ovary. Exile. The margin of carpel fused to form central axis. Parietal. The ovules develop on the inner wall of ovary, free central ovules borne central axis and the lacking septa, base basal. The placenta develop at the base of ovary. उसके बाद देखते हैं फ्रूट के बारे में क्या कहता है. फ्रूट क्या कहता है? द fruit. It is a repent of or the mature ovary after fertilization. The parthenocarpic fruit developed from the ovary without fertilization, and generally fruit consists of wall and the pericarp and the seed. Pericarp or may be dry or the fleshy. Pericarp differentiate in the outer pericarp and the middle pericarp, mesocarp, epicarp, and the inner endocarp. Fruit develop from the monocarpellary superior ovary and are one-seeded. Such fruit is said to be drop as in mango, coconut, and the edible part of mango and the mesocarp is fibrous. Okay, mesocarp coconut is so fibrous. इसका वो फोटो ले लिया जाए. अब सीड के बारे में जानते हैं. After fertilization, the seed is made up of seed coat and the embryo. Embryo is made up of first radical and embryonal axis and one or two cotyledons. Structure of dicotyledon seed. Outermost covering of seed is seed coat, and seed coat has outer testa, inner tegumen, and the hilum is a scar on the seed coat and the point of the attachment of developing seed with the fruit. And the above the hilum is a small pore called micropyle. Embryo present inside the seed coat consists of first embryonal axis, second two cotyledon. Cotyledon are fleshy or stored reserved, and at the two embryonal axes are present the radicle and the plumule, and in some endosperm store the reserved food as the castor, and the mature and seed without the endosperm called non-albuminous seed and or non-endospermous as in the bean gram pea. स्ट्रक्चर उसका मोनो. इसका भी फोटो आप ले लीजिए, ज़्यादा कम आएगा. दैट्स इसमें पूरा आ गया हुआ है. लास्ट हम लोग देख लेते हैं स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ मोनोकोटिलेडन सीड क्या कहता है. जनरली मोनोकोटिलेडन सीड्स आर इंडोडर्मिक ऑर्किड and non-endospermic. In the seed of cereals such as maize, the seed coat is fused with the fruit wall and outer covering of separate the embryo by a proteinous layer called elytron layer. The embryo is small and located at the one side of the endosperm and consists one large celled and shaped cotyledon known as the scutellum and a short axis with the radicle within a plumule covered by a sheath called coleoptile, and the radicals are covered by the sheath are called coleoids. So guys, thanks for watching video till the end, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also don't forget you are a part of journey of neet. So bye bye and see you next video.